Morning, everybody. We're just going to wait a minute or so for screens to load up so we can get lots of people watching us, hopefully. Just maybe give it another 30 seconds.
Do we know how many people are waiting to come in, Nicola, at this stage?
We have 8 signed in at the moment. There was 30 who've registered, so we're hoping that, that they all managed to join us.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we'll make a start. Welcome everybody to Peabody's Online Jobs and Apprenticeship Fair. I'm Nikki and I work for Peabody. We're joined today by Hannah O'Brien, Charles Richards and Emerson Bruin from YouthBuild, who will be delivering today's session. This event's being recorded and will be made available on the Peabody YouTube channel, which you can find by searching Peabody London. And we'll also be sharing the slides on our website, so there's no need to jot anything down unless you want to. We'll be hearing from all our speakers before we open up for a Q&A session. If you do have any questions you want to ask, please pop them in the Q&A box, which can be found at the bottom of your screens, and we'll try our best to get through them all. There's also a chat function if you want to leave any comments at all. Before we start, I'd like to say a warm welcome to you all, but an especially warm welcome to any Peabody residents that we have join us today. And we'd like to remind you that we do offer a one-to-one career service that's completely free for all our residents. There's more information available on this on our website. You can get help with things like CV writing, how to do a better job search, and even preparing for an interview. It's completely free, so just please get in touch with us on our website. I will now hide myself and hand over to Hannah, who's going to kick off today. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicola, and welcome everyone. I hope my sound is okay, and I hope you're all well this morning. It's nice and sunny where I am. I'm the Operations Director for YouthBuild Ventures UK, and I'm joined today by my wonderful colleagues, Charles Richards on the screen, and we also have Emerson Bruin, who is one of our YouthBuild graduates and now is formerly part of our YouthBuild work family. So today, we're just going to go through this presentation to tell you more about YouthBuild, what we can offer. But please talk to us in the chat. I unfortunately can't see you, but please, send any information on the chat, any questions, engage with us. We want to hear from you. So please, be comfortable to do that today. So I'm going to start off with an introduction to YouthBuild. We will then talk about our programs. Charles will be doing that section. I'll be talking a little bit about construction. And then Emerson is going to share with you all his journey with YouthBuild. So next slide, please, Nikki. Okay, so an introduction. So our mission. Our mission is to, sorry, if you could just jot on again, Nikki. So with love and respect, we partner with Opportunity Youth to build skill sets and mindsets that lead to lifelong learning, livelihood and leadership. Now, for us, it's really important to say at this point that we are a youth development programme, and we do provide programmes across London to young people who want to get into work in construction, but we're far much more than that. We work in partnership with young people to develop their leadership skills, their learning, but their livelihood, but also themselves personally. And it's not just about getting them into work, it's about changing their lives, really. So we're going to show a video now, which puts it all into a brilliant perspective, and it's actually from our launch, so please enjoy.
So far, the course for me has been one of possibly the best experiences I have put myself into.
It's really helping a lot of young people. I feel like they actually have a future and it's possible to get a career.
Courses like this that are taking people off the streets and into centres where they can learn trades, where they can be put into different companies, I feel like it's making London a better place.
nationally in terms of statistics to do with young people outside of education, employment or training, which is quite significant. And then we look at the number of vacancies within the construction industry. We have got the ability to support the social mobility and the progression of young people. So I think a program like this can obviously help take those young people, place them into an environment that is much more conducive with their ability to learn.
One of my biggest challenges for me was my determination. I was never really committed to putting myself into anything. Since I started the course, it changed my determination. It made me want to come somewhere and learn, as everyone around me actually believes in me.
I just like the environment. You can relate to the teachers. Like, they treat us like adults, we treat them like adults. Everyone gets respected, and it's not boring, it's fun. You're doing practical work.
They actually love and support the youth, and actually seems like they're enjoying what they're doing. So a program like this brings like hope to a lot of young people.
I think now where we are today, we have a great staff team who are excited every day that we come into the centre, because we have the chance to engage meaningfully with the young people. We have the chance to hear their stories and their journeys, and we also have the opportunity to say, in spite of the noise you hear outside in terms of you can't do this or you're not good enough for that, we can counter that.
After YouthBuild, I want to get an apprenticeship in a big company, and I want to like progress up the ladder.
Maybe like after a few years, start my own company after I save enough money.
I hope to be working on all the buildings that we see around us. I hope to be able to walk down the street with my girlfriend, my wife, or whatever it is at the time, and just be able to say that I did that.
Thank you for that, Nicola. I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I do. I've seen it a few times now, but I still love watching it. And I think that video really shows that, you know, what I was speaking about earlier, this is a great opportunity to get into work and to develop skills, but it's also a lifelong program. It's really designed to change the mindsets of young people for the better. And, you know, what they touched upon in terms of love and respect, you know, that's a huge part of what we deliver here. We love and respect our young people, and we meet them where they are at that point in their lives, and that is absolutely core to the YouthBuild model. I just want to briefly go over kind of our global impact. So YouthBuild is, sorry, Nikki, if you could just go on, that would be brilliant. Yeah, YouthBuild is a global organisation. It started around 40 years ago, and it's now spread across the world. So we call it a YouthBuild movement now. And the reason why it's been so successful is it can completely change the mindsets and the livelihoods of young people across the world, because it can be adapted to all different countries and communities. So we're in 21 countries. We have 260 programs across the USA running at any one point. In the UK, I just want to touch upon, you know, in terms of the programs that we have, we deliver at the moment in Thamesmead and Lewisham, and we have an 83% succession into work. So that means that the young people that come to us will go into a positive destination. Around 85% of those do. And that's really important to us. And what's more important is, and if they don't, we continue to support them. I've just seen a question in the chat about my video. My video should be on. Is it not, Nikki? That might work better. Please let me know if it's not. So yeah, so that's us really. And then if you could just go on to the next screen, the next slide, please. So I just want to talk about why we're collaborating with Peabody and why we're here today. So our partnership with Peabody is really deep rooted from the beginning of our inception in the UK 2 years ago. So Peabody are one of our main partners, and they have actually supported us to launch our first centre in Thamesmead. So we work with Peabody really to not only offer YouthBuild programs to residents, but also to work with Peabody supply chain. So that's, you know, all the contractors and subcontractors that work on Peabody sites and the regeneration that's happening in the boroughs that Peabody work in. We work with those contractors, and the idea is, or our passion is, to get jobs for young people with those contractors. So, you know, young people can walk down the street and say, look up and say, I built that. So that's core to the partnership, but it's been a long-standing partnership, and it will continue as long as we can. So yes, I think that's all from me. I think the next, I'll just invite my wonderful colleague Charles Richards, who's our head of youth development, to talk a bit more in depth about our programme and the support we offer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hannah. And likewise, you are an absolute fantastic colleague, and it's a pleasure to work alongside your good self and everyone else that we have within the YouthBuild setup. Yeah, so I'm Charles Richards. I'm the head of youth development within YouthBuild Ventures UK. And for the eagle-eyed viewers, you may have noticed in that video myself talking about the program and what we actually aim to achieve when we engage meaningfully with young people, because this is a real opportunity, if you meet us halfway, to really change your life. We support you into positive destinations, and we also provide various forms of wraparound services to ensure that your social mobility maintains at the forefront of all of our mindsets. So first and foremost, I'm going to say thank you for your time, and appreciate your ears and your eyes in terms of what we're presenting at present. Thank you, Nikki. So as Hannah said, I'll be talking briefly in regards to our programs, just to give you a little bit more information, obviously. And if there's any questions or queries based on what I say or Hannah, or obviously Emerson says, please feel free to use the function where you can ask questions, and we'll obviously answer them to the best of our ability in a very, very quick fashion. So we've got a footprint, or we actually run our programs from 2 boroughs. As Hannah alluded to, we do have a presence within the London Borough of Lewisham, and we also have a presence within the Royal Borough of Greenwich. So I'll talk briefly about the intensive program, which we do run from the Royal Borough of Greenwich. The ward is Thamesmead, where we have a presence, and clearly where we're working very closely with Peabody. And thank you to Peabody, by the way. So the intensive program, it's aimed at 16 to 25-year-olds. The duration or the length of the provision is 20 weeks. And we aim to work with a cohort size of 30 students, but the class size is, we try to keep those minimized to 15 individuals. In regards to the curriculum, or what you'd actually be a part of if you do reach out to us, and we clearly do want you to do that. So we run something called mental toughness, and that gives people like your good selves the opportunity to see what we're offering, to find out if this is actually a program that you feel you could invest your time and energy in, because I have to stress, as good as we are at what we do, we can only achieve the types of outcomes that we want, and ideally you want, if you're prepared to meet us halfway. So the mental toughness gives us the chance to see how you interact with others, how you take direction, and how you actually work in a 360-degree perspective. For those who get onto mental toughness, we then obviously talk to you about the main program, where we'd also be talking and delivering sessions around leadership training. And this is accredited by YouthBuild International. We're offering level 1 construction diploma. We're also offering level 1 health and safety and an environment award. We also make available, because this clearly is going to support your social mobility. And I need to also stress, we work with a significant number of employers. So when we're actually seeking to place our graduates or those who successfully go through our program, some of the things that you'll need as a bare minimum will clearly include CSCS, as well as your health and safety test, all of which is covered from a financial perspective by ourselves. We also offer training and deliver training in regards to work readiness skills. That also includes us bringing in various different employers from our employer network, and they will obviously be speaking to you about what they would like to see in terms of how you market yourself effectively when you are obviously being interviewed for positions that we are more than happy to put you forward for. We also have a CAB, or community asset build, and that's where we give you the opportunity to take the theoretical learning that you're obviously going to be learning within a classroom environment, and you'll have the opportunity to apply that to an asset build. And that's where we ultimately identify an asset in the local community, and then we'll give you the opportunity to go and apply those skills, whether they're painting and decorating, plastering, dry lining, so on and so forth. I really want you to hear this, because we really put every service user or young person very much at the center of everything that we do, because we totally understand in order for us to help you to be the best people that you can be, it's appropriate for us to ensure that if there are any barriers or issues that could impact on your ability to access an employment opportunity and stay within that opportunity, we have caseworkers that will clearly sit down with you, draw up action plans, and identify areas, in partnership with your good self, where we can obviously provide support to ensure that that doesn't become a massive issue for you. So whether that's to do with finances, getting to and from, issues in regards to housing, and so on and so forth. We also offer work experience, and probably most importantly, and probably most exciting for your good selves as well, for those who successfully start and go through our process or processes, we will absolutely guarantee interviews for your good selves with the network of employers that we have signed up. We also run the boot camp, and the boot camp is run from Thamesmead, which is in the Royal Bar of Greenwich. You can clearly see what the qualifying criteria is. That's aimed at 18 to 29-year-olds. The duration of the boot camp is 5 to 6 weeks, and the class size, it would be a maximum of 15. The boot camp is really designed for those who are relatively close to the job market, but just require a few interventions to ensure that once you get into that employment destination, you're able to stay within that particular environment, that particular setup. So just quickly going through the program curriculum. And again, any questions or queries, please feel free to ping some questions over to us and we will answer them. So again, in the boot camp, we offer mental toughness. Again, gives you the opportunity to see what we're offering, get the chance to see how you interact and how you work with colleagues and take direction and so on and so forth. We also provide youth transformation leadership training. We are all leaders. Some rush towards leadership, others may prefer to stay in the background, but as I said, we are all leaders, and actually having this leadership competency as part of your training and development with us, we feel is extremely important, because it will help you in regards to gaining employment and obviously staying within that employment destination. You'll be working towards a level 1 construction diploma. You will also be supported in regards to the level 1 health and safety environment award, CSCS health and safety tests, and we also provide the CSCS card. Again, we absorb the cost for all of these areas, whether you are looking at Lewisham or you're looking at the Royal Bar of Greenwich. We also do quite a lot of work with our learners in regards to work readiness skills. Again, we get a significant number of employers who come along, see us in action, get talking to some of our young people, and that could obviously help you to form relationships with employers before they actually want to sit down and interview you on a one-to-one basis. Site visits to various different sites. I was previously involved in the Thames Tideway project, and I previously brought a few cohorts to a particular site in Southwark where they could meet some of the engineers and understand exactly why this is such a massive government infrastructure project. We also brought previous learners up to Westminster where they had the opportunity to meet with the contractor and some of the professionals who are involved in renovating Big Ben. So the site visits in particular really bring added value in terms of you apply yourself, you could potentially be here applying your skills, your technical abilities to some of these particular projects that I could obviously talk much further about. Social action projects, again, identifying assets within the community, and this links into the community asset build, where you'll get the chance to apply your theoretical learning to practice, where you'll be working, for example, on a grade 2 listed building within the London Borough of Lewisham. Really, really exciting to actually have this project as part of our area of support for yourselves. We provide work experience, and again, last but by no means least, guaranteed interviews again for those who start and successfully go through our various different processes. We will absolutely support you in regards to putting your best foot forward. So when you are sitting down with that employer, you stand the best chance of actually being offered an apprenticeship, for example, and then you can obviously develop into that particular career and become the professional that we all want you to become. So that gives a brief overview of the 2 programs that we run, both from the London Borough of Lewisham and the Royal Borough of Greenwich. And if I'm going to say one other thing, it will be we are extremely passionate about the work that we undertake with all of our learners, but I have to emphasize and make it clear, in order for us to achieve the types of outcomes that we do want to achieve for your good selves, I'm going to make this absolutely clear. We need you, we want you to meet us halfway, and be open, be honest with us. And if you are able to do that, if you are willing to do that, the sky really is the limit in terms of where we could potentially be seeing you in relation to your own career development, and obviously supporting you into employment with the excellent network of employers that we have, who have committed to our program, committed to ourselves, but more importantly, committed to you as service users. So I appreciate you listening. Nikki, would you mind just going on to the next slide, please? Lovely. Thank you.
That's the next one. Yeah, sorry, Nikki, you might just need to click a few more because to get the info up.
There we go.
No, sorry, that's it. Yeah.
There we go.
I might have to hurry you up a little bit slightly. We've got 7 minutes left of the session. We'd quite like to hear from Emerson and get to the questions. So if you could make it tight, that'd be great.
Thank you. So just to cover what Hannah touched on earlier, outcomes and support, what we can absolutely promise, 84% of our previous cohorts have been supported into positive destinations. We can absolutely promise you employer engagement and support. We can absolutely guarantee you interviews. We can obviously offer you work experience as well. Everything that we put in place is definitely designed to support your social mobility. And in terms of what we need from you, thank you, Nikki. Commitment, start as we mean to go on. Dedication. So we want you to be dedicated to the work that you're actually going to be doing with us. And on the proviso that you can tick off those boxes, we would love to hear from you. Thank you. I'm going to hand you back to my colleague, Hannah. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, everyone. I'm just going to scoot through this on the next slide, please, Nikki. I just want to briefly talk about construction. So obviously we know we've all been through this horrible pandemic, but construction is one of the industries that's going to be the growth point for the economy. So it's a really, really good opportunity, and it's a good time to get into the industry. Just in terms of the UK construction industry, if you could just click on a few more, Nikki, just to get to those points up, please. But it's just worth noting that it's huge. I mean, you can't walk anywhere in London or anywhere else at the moment without seeing construction. So it does employ over 2 million people across the UK and contributes to 117 billion to the economy. So it's a fantastic industry to be in. If you could just go to the next. So this just covers in terms of construction. You might be sitting here and thinking, oh, I want to do my CCS, terms of what skills we offer. We do offer multi-skills construction, but with a focus on dry lining and plastering at the moment. So we focus on the skills that are needed in the industry and that are lacking in the industry. However, the construction industry is so open. So even if you didn't particularly want to be on the tools, you could work in the office, you could work on health and safety. So the opportunities really, really are endless. And in terms of us, we will progress you into either full-time employment, into apprenticeships, or into potentially agency work and being self-employed. There's no barriers when it comes to us supporting you into the different progression routes. So I will now pass on to, if you go on to the next slide, I'd like to introduce our wonderful Emerson. Emerson was one of our previous graduates from our Thamesmead programme. And Emerson has been a fantastic role model for our young people and supported our programs up until this point, and has now joined us as one of our Kickstarters. So he's going to tell you a little bit about his journey with us.
Hi guys. So yeah, thanks Hannah for introducing me. As you heard, I originally was a young person on the course at Thamesmead Centre this time last year. And I got my CSCS qualification and my painting and decorating qualification. But I wasn't super interested in getting into construction after that. But throughout my time at YouthBuild, I think they understood that, but they also wanted to provide me with the same opportunities as everyone else. So if I wanted to, I could. But I started working after I left YouthBuild, and then throughout the time just kept in contact, and they were very adamant about keeping contact with me, which I appreciated, because it's not just a thing where once you finished, you know, that's it. Like it's been a year since I've finished and they still call me, or they were still calling me. And up until the point where I started working with them about a month ago. But I can see myself on the big screen now. Originally, I didn't know that I wanted to get into this sort of role, but then through doing my course at YouthBuild, I realized like how good it could be through. It's one of the most original things I've seen, and it really does work because everyone who's put their effort into it has got something out of it, and that sort of won me over, and I wanted to be a part of it and try to contribute as much as I can. So I really appreciated them and giving me the opportunity to start working with them.
Thanks, Em.
Emerson, that's brilliant. I think we're going to do some real quick fire questions. I'm going to hit them at you.
Quick fire.
And we'll probably run over a couple of minutes, but I mean, if people have to dash off, that's so be it. But we'll just try and get through them all. Okay. Can people from all London boroughs apply for these programmes?
Yes, absolutely. Please do. We are not restricted by borough at all.
Excellent. Next question. Apart from Peabody, which employers do you work with?
We work, so at Peabody, obviously our partners, and we work with the employers. We work with the construction industries based on, you know, the work that they have, but it's far reaching. So Mace, Balfour, BT, I could name quite a number, but it's a range to small to medium to small contractors.
Brilliant. Okay. Can I apply if I'm working part-time?
It depends really how part-time. We do have young people that join that are doing a college course. So, but technically, most of our programs are completely full-time. However, if you need to go and if you're doing evening work or if you're doing some afternoon sessions, we can be flexible. But generally, we need a full-time commitment.
Can I just quickly add to that? If you want to pick up the phone and obviously have a conversation with us, then we're more than happy to obviously hear what you've got to say and deal with each individual on an individual basis. So above and beyond what Hannah's just said, feel free to pick up the phone and we'll obviously circulate a number and email so you can do that. Okay.
Okay, brilliant. Pop them in the chat now if you can, Charles. That would be great.
Cool.
Next question. Do you have opportunities for people aged over 29 years?
So we're predominantly, obviously, our focus is on youth, but I did reply to that, and we are happy to, like Charles said, chat to you, see what your needs are, and see if we can help you. If we can't help you, then we will know someone that can.
Thank you. I know you did answer a couple of these, Hannah, but I think it's useful for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you train for CSCS all year round?
We do. So our programs all year round are programs that Charles was talking about, but the CSCS is one part of the program. So we ask for your commitment on all of the program. We don't just deliver CSCS standalone.
Okay, thank you. Which trades are you training for at the moment?
So as I said before, we do deliver multi-skills. However, at the moment, we're focusing on dry lining and plastering and green skills such as insulation, just because there's a need for that in the industry at the moment, and our partners are crying out for young people with those skills. So that's what we focus on.
Excellent. Well, thank you. We managed to get through them all.
Sorry, there was one about Kickstarters. We are recruiting for another Kickstarter. Yeah, so we're actually recruiting for an administration Kickstarter. So please, what I'll do is I'll send our general. I've already put it on there. So it's ybv@youthbuild.org. So please send me your CV or contact me through that email address, and I'll get back to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all of you. A big thank you for Emerson for sharing your story. I think it's always great to have a personal touch to any event. Just a reminder to all of our guests today, we are running lots of other sessions. We have, I think, 7 left for the remainder of the day, so please look them up and come along if you can. The slides and video that was just showed will be available on our website, and all the recordings of these events will all be on our YouTube channel, Peabody London on YouTube. So yeah, thank you to everyone once again, and have a good day all.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks everyone. Take care. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.